I don't know where you've been, but you're gonna respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Cole Starr is suing Janelle Grant in the amount of $800.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated.
Mr. Starr claims the defendant is a nosy neighbor who told his ex-girlfriend he was seeing another woman and says Miss Grant stood by while his ex keyed his car.
State your name.
Cole Starr, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
Janelle Grant.
All right, and sir, you're suing the defendant for $800, alleging she is responsible for your car being keyed.
Correct, sir.
Start with you.
Well, I moved into the neighborhood last year of June.
What neighborhood?
Ladera Heights.
Here in Los Angeles.
Yes,
Ladera
sir.
Heights is an upscale community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I moved in June. Upon maybe 14 days, she came over to already being in my business, asking what I did for a living.
The defendant?
Yes, sir. Asking for my blood type,
Was
Was she a
anything.
neighbor?
I did
Yes,
not
sir.
ask.
She's my
Okay.
neighbor. She's my next door neighbor. She was asking for my blood type, what I did,
didn't
how many
ask
people
that.
I'd be having over, whenever I would have a get together, anything of that sort.
And is that true?
Your Honor, I did not go over getting all in his business. I was just being a nice neighbor, welcoming him to the neighborhood. I did ask him what did he do for a living, where he was from.
Conversation.
I think those are the basic questions most, when you're trying to be neighborly to someone new, you ask. But all the extra stuff, no.
Either that or you're trying to assess whether they belong in the neighborhood.
I mean, I was just being
Because
nice.
what does his career have to do with anything? Obviously, he's there. You want to see if the man's selling dope or not. Just because he's a young black man living in Ladera Heights, $1 million homes. You want to know how you get over here. How you get there?
Your Honor,
Who you got? How you get? You sell dope? How you afford
No.
Ladera Heights?
No,
What's
no.
your career?
I'm in healthcare management, Your Honor.
What else you doing? You selling pills out the back door?
No, no.
Questioning this man about what he do just because he come into the neighborhood, exclusive upscale neighborhood.
I just want to know what he did, Your Honor.
Why? Why couldn't you just say, ask him about his favorite TV show? Do you like Housewives?
I would have asked him that, Your Honor, but he didn't give me a chance. He shut me down as soon as I got there.
As I should, Your Honor.
You selling dope?
No, sir.
Well, why can you tell? Why you so mad about the
I don't
woman
know.
asking you what you did?
I don't know,
What's
Your
the
Honor.
problem with that? Somebody asked me what I did. I'm very proud to tell them.
That's what
I
I'm saying.
stick my chest out. I'm a lawyer, and I. You know, woman asked me what I'm doing for a living. Why would she ask that? She must have heard. Well, she must have seen me bringing
think you're
them
onto
the
something,
big
Your Honor.
paper bags in the house. And people walking out with duffel bags in and out. And everybody to pull up are in Rolls Royces. All right. And why did you feel offended by her? Did she do it regularly or just initially?
It was just always prowling. It's always another question. I plan a lot of parties, so I did like a housewarming party. I'm a freshly new house owner. We were having a party, and then my aunt is about to pray over the house, and then we hear like a bang at the door. We thinking it's police, but she's banging vigorously on the door. And so I open the door, and she's like, "Hey, could you keep it down a bit?" We're not loud. We're just praying. I mean, I'm a Southern Baptist, sir. So, I mean, when we started
Southern
praying.
Baptist?
Yes, sir.
They let you in there? Go ahead.
They let
That's
me
another
in, sir.
subject.
They let me in.
All right.
Exactly, Lou.
Go ahead.
So we're praying and everything, and basically, I don't want to say what I told her in that
Yeah,
event.
because it wasn't
But basically, to get off my
Baptist-like.
property.
It wasn't Baptist-like.
No.
And to tend to. He's still working on it, Lord. But so yeah, I told her to tend to her business. Then she walks off, rude, calling me everything but a child of God when she walked away. So.
Ma'am, you tell me about this incident, because that sounds like it might be acceptable to go and say, turn your music down loud. I don't know what they told you, but you can't move over there in Ladera Heights, blasting the music, having parties. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
They put you out as quick as you come over there.
But, Your Honor, yes, that is true. I did go by his house. For one, Your Honor, it was noisy. And he had several guests. They parked all up and down the street, completely inconsiderate to the rest of us that live on the
trying to be nosy, but I'll listen to it. Go ahead.
He had half the street parked up with his guests. And they were making tons of noise. And, you know, that was just one of many times that he was doing that. So I went over there and I did express my concerns to him. And as always, rude, belittling me, disrespectful.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Now, she can't help it because you can't control your woman.
But she was the accomplice of that.
I'm just kidding, man. That's a bad thing. That's politically incorrect, and men should not even attempt to control women.
And later,
You fighting over an old video game that's been out for years? Most people fight over new video games. You're fighting over a years-old video game. Poor son.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with a case of Cole Starr, who is suing Janelle Grant for property damage.
Oh no, how so? Tell me about that. What type of things would he say?
What would I say?
To belittle you and disrespect you.
Your Honor, lonely Spencer, go
I said
back over there.
Nancy.
You don't have a
Lonely Nancy.
man.
Lonely
Whatever.
Nancy.
You don't
Why
have
do
a
you have to?
man.
Why do you have to criticize a woman's lifestyle
He doesn't
and conclude that she doesn't have a partner in life?
I've never seen nobody, Your Honor. But again, I'm tending to my own business, so I
Exactly.
wouldn't
Right.
know.
Go ahead.
Yes. So telling me that I don't have any friends and I should mind my own business, but that did not address the issue that I had. The issue is that he's too loud and he does this consistently. I mean, he can have
How
a good
often would
time.
you have gatherings, sir?
Not often, sir. Maybe once a week, once or twice a week.
Okay. So let's get to the other parts of the case. How she keyed your, or had your car to be keyed. Tell me about that.
So me and my girlfriend, we've been off and on for the last 4 years. This last altercation or disagreement we had, she cut off all communication, forms of contacting her, social media, blocking me, not answering calls, not getting back text messages and everything like that. So in my mind, I'm thinking if you're not answering my phone calls, I'm single. Wouldn't you think you were single if she's not answering no phone calls? So then I started entertaining other women, started bringing them over. I started getting to know this other chick. She came over. We had a glass of wine, got in the jacuzzi, and just kicked it. She didn't want to drive home, so I offered for her to stay over on my couch, and I slept in the bedroom while she slept in the couch, Your Honor. And then she drove home the next day. And then a couple of more days passed, and then my ex-girlfriend's knocking on my door, basically accusing me of cheating on her, but we were not together.
Okay, now what does she have to do with it, huh?
While in the midst of the altercation, she then inserts herself and says, "Yeah, girl, go on and leave him. He ain't no good. He just had another woman in the backyard."
That's
2
right.
days."
You won't mess with her no more. You know what
Right.
to do. You know what to do. Come over there belittling her.
So
talking
then
to her,
after that-
talking crazy to her. So you knew what to do. Wait till that woman come over there. You'll end all that.
I sure did, Your
You
Honor.
sure did. Go
So then
ahead.
after that, then my ex-girlfriend gets very furious. Then she runs to key my car. I'm chasing her around the car. Then I didn't get a hold of her. She then gets in her car and inserts her.
Now, she can't help it because you can't control your woman.
But she was the accomplice of that.
I'm just kidding,
Oh,
man.
okay.
That's a bad thing. That's politically incorrect, and men should not even attempt to control women. These days, it should be the other way around. Men need controlling. All right, ma'am. And so, what are you saying she did, sir?
She basically was the accomplice of this whole incident.
Accomplice.
Yeah, she
I'm
in
an
on it.
accomplice. I'm just a neighbor.
And she instigated this whole thing. That's why the girl, my ex-girlfriend,
She knew your ex-girlfriend was violent?
obviously not.
No.
Right, correct. So how could she be an accomplice to something she did not know was going to occur? If you told me, yes, she knew she was violent, she knew that every time my girlfriend came over that she left out and she broke my window or did something violent, then yes, perhaps she could expect that that would be the reaction, and therefore what she said provoked that type of reaction. But she had no idea this woman was violent.
But she couldn't have thought that that was going to actually be a solution to that whole argument.
You-
Violence,
helping?
violence. We're talking about violence. I don't care about this solution. She been run off. So it ain't no solution. She gone, been gone. So no solution. We're talking about the violent act that she committed against you. What does she have to do with your ex being a psycho?
But she was just watching like it was soap. She didn't even try to help or, you know.
What's she gonna do? The way you treat her, the way you treat her, now you want her to help you, huh?
It's her being petty. That's fine.
Yeah, and the way you talk to her, yes.
Okay.
Yes, the way you thought I'd be waiting to set you up too. You did right.
All right.
You done come, okay, you come over here and belittle me all you want to. Uh-huh, your day gonna come. I'll get my chance.
But it's not like I was cheating, Your Honor.
Who cares? Nobody. Sir, I'm not her. You don't have to explain it to me. Explain it to her. Maybe she'll come back. I can't get her back for you. I see you blaming everybody with your relationship.
Exactly.
First you want to blame you. Now you want to explain the complications to me.
Yeah.
We can't help you. Maybe Amir. Amir? No, he ain't the one to talk to. Sir, no, sir. Any final remarks from you, ma'am? But why did you do that, though? Seriously, tell me why you did it.
Well, Your Honor, she made a comment. I want to know if you're cheating on me so I can be set free from you. So I said, well, this is my chance. I'm going to set her free, and I'm going to let her know that he was in the backyard with a young lady a couple days ago. Be free.
Sir, she had no responsibility for the violent acts. Yes, it was bad taste, and some would describe it as cold-blooded or a set-up. But she had no reason to know this woman was a psycho. Your claim is dismissed. You need to be suing her.
She's blocked me on everything, Your Honor. I can't get in contact
Okay, well,
with
show
her.
up at our house. I bet you won't do that.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
Any last words?
He needs to take accountability and stop blaming other people for his problems.
Tend to your business, the patient.
Whatever.
Head out this way after you.
Coming up,
So you're not taller than her at all?
Possibly
you're
not.
saying?
I'm not too sure.
We're gonna see. Since you don't know, could you come and stand in front
Oh
and
my
take your
goodness.
heels off? You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Angela Lowe is suing Michelle Garcia in the amount of $475. Ms. Lowe claims she tussled with the defendant over the last video game at a closeout sale and says she was hurt after Miss Garcia caused her to fall into a shelf.
State your name,
Angela Lowe.
ma'am.
Michelle Garcia.
All right, and you are suing the defendant for $475, alleging that she injured you when she shoved you during a sale, closeout sale at a store?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, start with you.
It all happened when my son was excited about a video game that he wanted. He had been talking about it for a long time. I heard about it for years on end, and so I finally agreed to get the video game for him.
It was old by then. Nobody want no old video game. You fighting over an old video game that's been out for years? Most people fight over new video games. You fighting over a years old video game. Poor son. Go ahead though. Poor thing. Yes.
So I'd finally decided to get the video game for him in the morning.
4 years late. Go ahead.
I had never been there before, and when we got there,
You've
they-
never been where?
to the video game store.
Okay.
They were having a closeout sale. And it was a zoo. There were so many people, I felt like I was being trampled on. Finally get to the video game, and Mrs. Garcia and I get in a tug of war over the video game, and I end up falling over into a shelf.
How
and
does the tug of war occur?
we both
Describe
had
what
grabbed
happened.
the video game at the same time. And in this tug of war, I finally let go of the game, and I fell into a shelf and injured my wrist.
But the
badly.
operative word is same time.
Coming up,
All right, and you don't think you're taller? It's not very obvious to you?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, very good. Put your shoes back on. Hope you ain't get no fungus over there. I apologize. If you do, send me the bill. You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Angela Lowe. who is suing Michelle Garcia for personal injury.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear you describe what happened.
Hi, Your Honor. We were contemplating on the blowout sale for the game, and I, attended this sale. I got there about 15 minutes late. I got there at 7:15 in the morning. The line started at 7 a.m. When I got there was probably about like 50 to 100 people in line already. I got in line, we got into the store, they opened it up at 8 a.m. We all barged in, everybody, you can imagine a blowout sale. I'm not sure if you go or your wife goes.
I've seen them on television.
Yes, so I scrambled through the store, I see the last game, and I walked over, I didn't walk over, but I rushed over to the counter, I grabbed the game, and Miss Lowe and I had touched fingers, and we were on the same game at the same time. We then started tug-of-warring.
At what point were you all on the same game at the same time? How far had you brought it down?
When we grabbed it, we both brought it down and we started tug-of-warring.
Okay, that's just physics.
And then I finally
I'm just dealing with physics right now. No insult, but you're substantially taller than her. So the top shelf to you is easier to reach than it is to her. If you reach to the top shelf and reach it, she'll be about right there. That's why I'm just saying, what you're saying defies physics. Go ahead.
Well, it was basically at the same level of both of our heads, so it was
the
mid-shelf.
The top shelf was,
And I have a
couldn't be
medical
at
report.
the same. That defies physics too. It can't be at the same level of your head because you're 2 feet taller.
Yeah. Well, I'm 2 feet taller now because of my heels, but okay.
So you're not taller than her at all?
Possibly
you're
not.
saying?
I'm not too sure.
We're going to see. Since you don't know, could you come and stand in front and take your heels off?
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. I want to see. She claims she don't know whether she's taller than you with y'all shoes off. And yes, she does. But I'm going to go ahead and make a fool out of her since that's what she want to be.
Okay.
All right. And you don't think you're taller? It's not very obvious to you?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Very good. Put your shoes back on. Hope you ain't get no fungus over there. I apologize. If you do, send me the bill. Point is, you all saying you both touched it at the same time?
Yes.
All right. And you said that, correct?
Yeah, we were in a tug-of-war, and I wanted this game really bad, so I finally let go, and I fell into a shelf, and that's when I injured my wrist.
Yeah, you shouldn't be fighting. That's what happens when you fight. This was mutual combat any way you look at it. You both grabbed it at the same time. It's not that one grabbed it and the other tried to pull it from them. You grabbed it at the same time. And then you mutually fought over it. Y'all pulled it. It's called mutual combat. And with mutual combat, no one wins. Have a good day. Claim dismissed.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I don't know why you didn't just admit that I did not push you.
I ended up with a wrist injury, so I believed that I should have at least got compensation for medical bills.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.